This is Channel 117, public television for the Edwardsburg area, and today is the first day of the rest of your life.
You're on.
Oh, we're back. Well, welcome again back to our studios here, and I hope you enjoyed that very fine program you just saw at home. Right now, things are a little bit quiet in the studio here, but the sooner you call the number at the bottom of your screen, the sooner you can make your pledge to public television. Our volunteer operators are on duty right now, busily answering your pledges, but we still need a lot more help from you folks at home. And here to tell you just about how much more help we need is our own traffic director here at Channel 117, Lynn Howe. Lynn?
Thank you, Oliver. Now, you know, if everyone who watched public television were to become a member, well, then we'd all drive fancy cars, so why don't you join now? I think what I should do now is to introduce these fine volunteers who came down here to answer your calls. But first, I think it's time for another episode of that super British series, World at War. So why don't you call now?
Not yet, Lynn, though that fine British import will be coming up soon. You know, one of the services public television provides that commercial television doesn't is the open captioning of programs. And though a lot of our viewers have compared this to watching a movie with subtitles in the same language, many do appreciate this unique service. We're going to show a short example of this. So please, while the program is showing, please keep your calls coming in. The number is at the bottom of the screen. Call now.
We forgot to put the number up.
Oh, great. Well, what are they supposed to call?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they could guess or something, you know, like just by pressing a whole bunch.
Let's go then, you and I, while the evening is stretched out against the sky, like some patient etherized upon some table. Wait.
Wow, well, you probably don't recognize that last part from Hamlet. Seriously, that was another one of our fine programs here at Channel 117, Poet Nook, with Willie Dean Escard, that we showed accidentally. Now there should be a number at the bottom of your screen, and you can call that and become a member of public television. Let's find out from Lynn Howe some of the premiums you can get for joining us. Lynn?
Yes?
The premiums?
Well, I don't have them with me right now, but there's some fine gifts, let me tell you. Yes, sirree. Why don't we go into that Harpo thing?
You mean that one-man show of Zeppo Marx?
Give me some time to find the darn things.
Ah, yes. American One-Man Playhouse. Another of the fine programs you get only on Channel 117. Let's take a look at a small sample and keep those calls coming in.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
How can people call when you don't even have a number on the screen?
We're on.
Oh, of course we are. And I'm talking to one of the finest avant-garde filmmakers in the country, our own Florida manager, Susie. About how long have you been making films, Susie?
About all my life, I guess. It all started when I heard Elvis on the radio.
How many films have you made?
Just this one, so far. See, it took a long time for the drugstore to process my...
Do we have to know anything before we see this film?
Only that Elvis was just...
Oh, let's take a look.
Happily goneward.
Elvis? Elvis? What does Elvis have to do with this? I don't even understand what that was. As you all know, on public television we don't show commercials. We depend upon the support of you, the viewer. Now, however, here on Channel 117 we have a special program, Those Are the Breaks, which is a compilation of some of the best commercials ever made. We are going to show you a small sample of this right now. So why don't you watch closely and see if you can pick out a few of your favorites. And keep calling in those pledges. Hey, where's that number?
You're watching Channel 117, public television for Greater Granger. Stay tuned for a world at war.
Hi, I'm Lynn Howe, traffic director here at Channel 117, and I've got some great premiums for you if you become a member right now. I don't have them with me right now, but let me describe them to you. First, on the $800 level, we have this lovely Noopy lunchbox, with Noopy being shot down by the Red Baron on one side and Woodstock flying upside down on the other. It's very nice to have one at home. You'll love it. Now, on the $75 level, I have the Willie Dean's Big Book of Big Poems for Big Boys and Girls. This includes all the classics by Eliot, Pounds, Ginsberg, and of course that Victor Bono classic, I'm Fat, What's Wrong with That? Have lots of copies of this at home. And on the $5 level, a tote bag. Well, now, I think it's time we go over and meet these fine volunteers that have given up their time to answer your calls. Oh, but first, I see Oliver has something for our viewers at home.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Oliver Barrett, Program Director here at Channel 117. And for those of you who just tuned in to see A World at War, that program will be on in just a little while. Right now, we have an excerpt from the widely acclaimed miniseries Lifeboat, which will air on Channel 117 in the Masterpiece Theater series. Take a look and see what you think. Isn't it interesting how those British actors add so much class to any production? And you know, you can only see these fine British programs on public television. And you know, what a gift that is to give to your children. The gift of the British theater at its finest.
Yes, that's true, Oliver. And you know, it's so expensive nowadays to go take the family to the movies, what with the cost of a babysitter, parking, tickets, popcorn. Oh, and you mustn't forget the cost of gas. It can run $5,000, maybe $6,000. But now with public television, for just pennies a day, you can watch and keep the family entertained. Now, you don't have to give us any money and still watch public television. And we'd never know. We'd just never be the wiser. I mean, you could get up in the morning and watch public television all day and leave it on when you go to sleep and use it as a nightlight. And you know, we'd never know. Do you know how frustrating that is?
Thank you, Lynn. Of course, I know our viewers would never do anything like that, because they would be wasting our little friend, Mr. Kilowatt. And you know, and speaking of conservation, we have a special packed with nature and bugs and the wonders of life itself. Let's take a preview of this right now.
As I was going to say knives, I met a man with 7 wives.
I thought you said you erased that tape. What is this? Can you get that tape? Now, at the bottom of the screen, I hope there is a number.
No.
Oh, well, let me see. That number is, well, 5 something. I keep forgetting. Ah, yes. That number is 505-623. And that number is 505-623. Call now. Our operators are standing by. Right now, we have another clip from that special featuring your favorite commercials. Now, watch this one close, because if you didn't see it last time, your favorite may be in this bunch.
Once was a lady from New York who thought babies came from storks.
Look, I hate to ask you all this, because I know you've been watching this show to see A World at War, but if you're at home and you've got a telephone book, look in the yellow pages for our number. I don't know, it should be in the yellow pages under television stations or something. And give us a call. Call collect, we don't care. Just call us, Channel 117, that's us, and tell us what the number is, please. Our operators are standing by to receive that call, so please, get on the phone. To help you see that program, here's that episode of A World at War you've been waiting for. So, nobody called. Fine. Over to you, Lynn.
Oh, thank you, Oliver. I think it's time for our viewers to meet some of our volunteers who spent their evening just sitting here, I guess. Well, what's your name, sir?
Carl Sagan.
Any relation to the famous Carl Sagan?
Who?
Oh, never mind. What organization are you with?
The Midtown Slow Pitch Softball League, Class B.
Look, this isn't very interesting, kid.
Neither are you, you old geezer. You promised us pizza and Coke, and we didn't even get Sprite and crackers.
You didn't answer any phones.
You didn't have any phone calls. No wonder my friend stole your lunchbox.
Well, you cheap punk. Where did that mob of thugs go with my Noopy?
I don't think on Soul Brothers.
Shut up, you little monster. Little creep probably had a record as long as my arm. I hate those little creeps. They're all the same. All the time. Wasting my time, wasting everybody's. Yeah. Hello? Yes. Yeah, I got a pencil right here. You know the number. Great. 60...
Poems are made by fools like me, but only you can make a tree. The end.
Listen, Goomba, that's not our number. I hate them all. Okay, folks, we don't know our number, and you don't know our number, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to get an envelope and a stamp and mail your pledge to Channel 117, care of Beyond Our Control, care of WNDU-TV, Post Office Box,
P.O. Box 1616, South Bend, Indiana, 46634.
Cash and negotiable bonds only, please.